President at bottom of the 420th inning. So there's a crack in the bat. It's hit. He's running. He's rounding first. He's rounding second, completely ignoring third base. Oh, he's sliding head first into 69th base with Doug Mellard.
Hey guys, it's me, Doug Millard. Welcome to 69th base. I'm not going crazy at all. Totally normal. You guys feeling normal? Everything's normal, right? Everything's totally cool. It's all good. We're going to have some fun today. I'm going to share some of my stand-up with you that I would be touring with right now. I'm going to talk about Tom Brady, how Bill O'Brien sucks. Is horse the sport of the future? I'm going to start a new rumor and much more. But first, I just want to see how you guys are doing. Not that you can answer that question right now. But, yeah, I'll share how I'm doing, I guess. I'm thriving. I'm doing well. I actually decoded the Bible and found secret messages throughout. I discovered that each letter stands for a different letter. So I deciphered it and found out where the treasure of Jesus is buried. Not the Holy Grail. That's a myth. But rather his actual money. The guy was fucking rich. He supposedly has a Lamborghini buried full of cocaine and rare baseball cards. And I found it from decoding the Bible. But I'm not going crazy. Oh, boy. Oh, we started watching the Da Vinci Code last night. I didn't like it the first time. Saw it years ago. Was like, no, I don't really care for this. And yet we're watching it again. And I tend to you enjoy things. Even if you didn't like it the first time, you're like, this is okay. It's passing time. It's almost 3 hours. So this is a great movie. It knocked off 3 hours out of quarantine. You don't take things for granted. You're like, wow, a lot of people went to some very hard work, including Tom Hanks, who had COVID, or still has it. I don't know. How's he doing? I haven't heard anything on that. Isn't that weird? What happened to Tom Hanks? Is he okay? I heard more about his son than him. Oh, man. Guys, because I can't, this coming week, this is such a bummer to think about, but this coming week, I would have been on a really great run in Texas doing stand-up with Dan Cummins. I was going to be in my old hometown of Dallas, San Antonio, and Houston, and now that's not happening. But because I was going to do that, I was going to share a little bit of stand-up I would have been working on. So, if you're not familiar with who Richard Gere is, he was a very mediocre actor that had a lot of success, specifically in the 90s. He might be best known for his role in the movie Pretty Woman, which did very well. Pretty famous movie, and but a lot of people might know him even better as the guy that has the rumor that at one point he had a gerbil stuck up his ass, and he had to go to the hospital and have it removed. Yeah, that's right. If you're too young to not know any of this, or you just somehow missed out on it, which I don't know how that would happen because it was a very widespread rumor, do an internet search. It's pretty fun. Don't just do Google search gerbil asshole because that might be a whole other wormhole, but Richard Gere, rumor. That's probably all you need. But Richard Gere, I mean, just imagine like you're at the peak of success and you're like, man, I'm on top of the world. Everybody loves me. And then all of a sudden that rumor comes out. Everybody thinks that happened to you. A lot of people thought that was a real bummer. They're like, man, that sucks for that guy. I didn't think that way because to me, that is the true sign of success. If you're so famous, people are saying that you got a gerbil up your ass. That's doing well, in my head. But I would like to think that whenever Richard Gere passes away, which hopefully is never, that he will have a sense of humor about all this. And I hope that when that happens, after he does that, next to his tombstone, he will put up a tiny gerbil-sized tombstone that says "My buddy," and just keep that rumor going to where people are like, "It did happen. Holy shit!" If he has kids, they're like, "Oh my god, it was true." Then I like to think that he like goes up to if there's a heaven, he's up there and God asks him, "So is it true?" Like it was that big of a rumor that even God was tricked into thinking it. By the way, I did some research on that. Like even for stupid jokes like that, I do research to make sure everything checks out. And supposedly that rumor goes back to Sylvester Stallone for some reason. I can't even remember why. I looked this up forever ago. But yeah, Sly I think hated him or something, and so he started that rumor to get under his skin. So good work. I mean, that rumor took off in a time where the internet was not really a thing. So that's pretty impressive on Sylvester Stallone's part. Oh man, it sucks that I would be telling that joke. Crowds were liking it, and just know that it would have been better if I were on a stage in front of a crowd. If you didn't laugh, oh boy. Um, oh, yeah, I'll do another one real quick. I found out the other day that I am nothing like Batman. Yeah, we don't have much in common. I naturally thought we would, but here's the deal. If you're not familiar, the reason Batman became Batman was when he was like 10 years old or something. He witnessed his parents get murdered in an alley right there in front of him. And ever since that day, he committed to vengeance. He was going to strike vengeance on every criminal moving forward because of his parents' death. And look, I love my parents. But if they were gunned down in front of me when I was like 10, I would be very sad because I am close with them. But there's no way I would just like suit up in tights every night and go out into the night and fight random people all the time. There's just no way. And what's weird about that is like I I I'm 40. He was 10 or whatever when this happened. I have known my parents for a lot longer. I have a stronger connection. And yet I still wouldn't do that, you know? And I don't think they would want me to do that. They'd be like, "Doug, that's unhealthy. You need to live your life." I would maybe have some therapy, talk my shit out. I'd be very sad for a while, but then I would move on. Batman, no, he went the other way. And I don't know if that's what his parents like. Maybe he'd like go up to heaven and he's like reunited with his parents at last, and they're like, "You fucking monster! What's wrong with you? That's not what we wanted for you." Another way, again, he was like 10. Like he wasn't even that close at that time. Another way we're not so much alike. When Batman figured out he was going to be Batman, the night that he decided on the symbol of a bat, what happened was he was in his mansion and a bat flew in the window and he thought, "That is what I will become. That is the symbol that will strike fear into the hearts of men everywhere." And he became Batman. Now, if I were in my mansion, sitting there, hanging out, and a bat flew in my window, you know what I'd do? I'd be like, "Fuck that bat. What is it doing in my mansion?" Then I'd call an exterminator, and then I'd go back to doing mansion shit, you know? Play foosball in a heated pool or whatever. That's what I do. Thought that was a weird call. He's just like, "Yeah, I'm going to become a guy that dresses up in a bat costume because a bat flew in my window." That's fucking crazy. Anyway, Batman and I are not alike. I butchered both of those jokes, but I hope you still found the humor in them. It is 8:30 a.m. I have had 16 drinks and 8 edibles. No, that's not true. It's a little later in the afternoon, and I've had double all of that. No, I'm on drink 1. It is early evening. Woo, having some fun, guys. All right. Let's talk sports in the non-sports world. Yeah, they don't exist, but fuck it. It's still going on. The draft is coming up. That's exciting. Please, God, just give us the draft. Feels like we've been waiting on it forever because it's the only thing that can still happen right now. Yes, it's going to be done remotely, and it's going to be weird. I heard they're going to have a camera in Roger Goodell's basement. I want to see that basement. A lot of skeletons down there, I would imagine. Really excited about that. It's going to be weird how that turns out. A lot of talk right now about Tom Brady, of course. Let's go there. On one of these stupid shows, Skip Bayless talked about how Tom Brady, this is because of some article, Tom Brady is going to play 5 more years until the age of 48, at least. 5 more years. I want to see that. I want to see he's already on the decline. Again, he's about to have a lot of weapons, so maybe it can be extended. He takes good care of himself, obviously. But it's very similar to Peyton Manning at the end, where it's like he was on the decline, goes somewhere else, has weapons, kicks ass. Maybe he could kick ass this year. I'd like to see it because he feels even less mobile than Manning was at the time. But I want to see him at age 48, age 52, just so immobile, so much worse than Manning's last year where he just got pummeled, but still had a good season. There's no fucking way that happens. That's insane. And in one of these arguments, Skip Bayless said, "You don't tell a painter to stop painting at age 42." Yeah, that's not a comparison, buddy. That's way off. Painters can paint forever. They're not being tackled by 300 plus men that run 4.540s. It's a little different. Guy. He was also saying how like Terry Bradshaw's of the world and shit couldn't do what Tom Brady is doing now, but I don't know. Medicine has gotten better and the rules have gotten more lenient towards quarterbacks, so there's that. But they basically also just had an argument of how Brady is not human. That's what it's boiled down to. He is an immortal. He is a god. He can't be touched. He's not normal. He's something else. He's an alien. He's like Superman. He crashed from some other planet, and he was raised by his farmer parents in Southern California or Northern California, wherever he was from. And he became Superman / Tom Brady. Kind of thinking that's not real. And I don't like this argument that some of these pundits are arguing that, look, man, he's so competitive that he went to the worst franchise there is, the Buccaneers. They're like the worst franchise. Because that's playing it up like if he does win a Super Bowl or go to the playoffs, he is brilliant because it's all him. He went from this winning franchise to the shitty one, turned it around. They won a Super Bowl. Tampa Bay won a fucking Super Bowl. There are other teams that have never done that. Why didn't he go to the Lions? That would be fucking impressive. Goes to Matt Patricia, a fellow Patriot coach, does something there. Boom. I am fucking impressed. He's the greatest ever. No questions asked anymore. Tampa Bay, it's like if he does it, it reminds me of the Peyton Manning thing, which, dude, if he does it, it's still impressive, but I'm not going to be like, wow, he turned around the worst franchise ever, because, again, they have been turned around before, and they have a great coach and amazing receivers and an awesome defense. He chose them for a reason. They have a lot of things set up in his favor. So, fuck off. Oh, man. This is also very exciting. I'm sure you saw it. But Tom registered for the... Oh, it's so stupid. For the trademark Tompa Bay. And I think there's one other dumb one. Tompa Bay. Get it? Tom Brady? Tampa Bay? Tompa Bay? Cool. Can't wait to get that t-shirt, that hat, the socks, the underwear, everything. I want to be decked out in Tompa Bay gear. So stoked, like all of you. It sounds really cool. I think it's going to catch fire. It's the coolest. Only cool people will be into that. Sounds awesome. I'm going to get tattooed. I'm going to get a tattoo of that like tomorrow. Which, if you're familiar with my tattoos, that's actually kind of fits in. I'm covered in garbage tattoos. Tampa Bay wouldn't be that much different. More Brady news. There's a lot going on because there's nothing else to fucking talk about. And him moving to Tampa Bay was the most exciting thing that's happened in recent sports history. But he was on the Howard Stern show. I still haven't heard the interview, but I'm very curious. I got to check it out. But Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp on their show had an argument where Skip Bayless basically said Tom Brady swore, he said some bad words on Howard Stern's program. And Skip was basically saying that it's cool when Tom Brady does it, but it's horrible when LeBron James does it. So, apparently he doesn't like that LeBron James uses curse words because he's 1,000 years old and super old-fashioned, and he's an idiot. And I guess athletes aren't supposed to swear. Yeah, it just never happens. He was acting like Tom Brady's never done it before this interview. He's a grown man, and he plays football, and he's in locker rooms all the time. I bet he has said some pretty horrible things, like all of us. But the idea that it's okay that Tom Brady, and you can commend him for doing it on the Howard Stern show because it was a good opportunity for him to be on the show. But if LeBron swears, that's bad. That's fucked up. He is officially an insane person. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Go fuck yourself. So, some exciting news, I guess, although I'm really bummed about this. But apparently the first game, I talked about this last week, but the first game of horse aired like a couple nights ago or yesterday. I missed it. How did I fucking miss it? I read about that. I saw it was maybe going to happen, and then it just fucking happened. It passed me by. I'm really bummed that I missed it. I heard it wasn't the best, but I still would have watched it. Still would have watched it. I glanced at an article about it, and I didn't even recognize some of the names, but man, I guess there's a semifinal on Thursday, so I will watch that. I'm just so curious, but if you missed it, just know that it's coming. Is this the wave of the future? What if horse catches fire and replaces the NBA? And then in football, they just do like a punt, pass, and kick contest or something. Or play like 500, the game where you just throw it up and yell a number. That'd be crazy. What I'm kind of hoping is that it just gets weirder and weirder, and we turn to gladiators. Like the prison system is like overrun right now, and COVID is like a problem. What if we just put some prisoners, in a little gladiator pit, have them, it'd just be the two of them. There's no crowd, just social distancing. We all watch. I mean, society's headed that way anyway, so let's just make it happen. We need entertainment. I guess along the same lines, I don't know if you saw it, but sad news, you guys. The XFL is done. That's right. The XFL is no more. And I'm curious if this would have happened anyway. I don't know what the ratings were, but I'm so curious if it would have gone the way of bankruptcy regardless of COVID, or if COVID was like the nail on the head, I'm curious what exactly happened. Because there were some stands that looked empty and then some that looked full. I think it was doing well in some areas, but not so much in others. I had my doubts that it was ever going to have a season 2, but man, it's gone again. And because it's gone, I would like to pay homage right now to all the great memories of the XFL, like Jerry Glanville wearing 2 headsets, Landry Jones crying on the end of a bench, Connor Cook saying his team was garbage. Man, it was a lot of great times. You guys are going to be missed. I'm saluting you guys. I mean, honestly, I did like having that option. It wasn't the worst. It's better than horse, tell you that much. I'm going to miss all those interceptions and all that horrible quarterback play. I do hope some players got some opportunities out of it, though. And we will always miss, especially Jerry Glanville's double headset. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen. I'm wearing 2 headsets right now. That's how I'm podcasting. Okay. Time to rip Bill O'Brien once again. I'm sure you saw it, but Bill O'Brien made another amazing trade. He got Brandon Cooks from the Rams and brought him to the Texans. And Skip Bayless argued that the Texans won the trade. He's literally the only person on this planet that thought that. He said that because they did something to try and replace Hopkins, it was a win. I don't think it was a win on any level. I think at this point, anything Bill O'Brien does is bad. I am in the minority where I think that I could argue that the Laramie Tunsil thing at this point is kind of okay because he's pretty great, and they really needed a lot of help at the offensive line. The problem is he's going to be very expensive, and now they replaced Hopkins with Cooks and Randall Cobb and David Johnson, who I think altogether are going to be more expensive than Hopkins, but the three of them combined aren't nearly as good. Plus, a lot of injury history with all three. So, way to go, O'Brien. And again, they can't fire him at this point because if they fire him, all this shit is for nothing. But the Rams were excited, I'm sure, to get rid of him. And Cooks is like, he's had some great years, but he keeps changing teams. What's up with that? And last year was his worst year because of concussions. He had several. So I feel like he's 1 or 2 concussions away from retiring. And I think the Rams knew that. And on top of that, they were dumping his contract. Like everything the Rams did with Gurley and Cooks and a lot of defenders, Jalen Ramsey, all these guys, they're loading up all these contracts, and now they're fucked. That's why they're getting rid of Gurley. They're getting rid of Cooks. The Texans are becoming the new Rams, which, if they can have that one good season, the Rams at least have a Super Bowl appearance for it. That's great. But I think they're going the wrong way by getting rid of Hopkins and adding these guys. And I don't think they're going to get to a Super Bowl. And then beyond this year, they're going to have to start shedding contracts and getting rid of people just like the Rams did. They're going to get worse. And then they don't have any fucking draft picks because Bill O'Brien got rid of, I think they have 1 draft pick through the year 2034 now. Way to go, Bill O'Brien. You've now fucked over the current team and the future team. Many future teams. So he's going to get fired at the end of the season. They're going to have a worse season than the last year. And then the next, coach is going to start in a hole. So good job, buddy. Way to go. And, the receiving core, the new receiving core for the Texans doesn't look horrible. Fuller, Cooks, Cobb, Stills. Not bad. That's a pretty good lineup if they all stay healthy. But Fuller never can. Cooks, couple concussions, 1 or 2 away from maybe retiring. Cobb gets injured a lot. I think Kenny Stills too. So, yeah, good luck with that. Oh, and also David Johnson. So that's going to be a fun season. And I think Deshaun Watson is not thrilled about all this. I don't think anybody in that locker room is. They probably all hate the coach, and now they got this big season coming up. Have fun, guys. I'm sorry this is happening. By the way, I read an article that said that Randall Cobb, the receiver market was so light that Randall Cobb's contract should have been something like $5 million guaranteed, and the Texans gave him $18 million guaranteed. How crazy is that? I think we could all be better general managers than Bill O'Brien. And one of the funniest, there's so many funny memes and shit going around because people are so starved for entertainment, but one of my favorites was 2020 is being managed by Bill O'Brien. That's fucking hilarious. I hope he got that in his phone. One other crazy argument Skip Bayless made this week. Patrick Mahomes made a workout video to show around, and Skip didn't like that. Thought he was showboating too much, showing his highlights and his trick passes he's working on and stuff. And he just said it's too showboaty. No other quarterbacks would do that. But I think it kind of makes sense because, A, there's boredom. He's got to train somehow, probably training on his own. And you have to stay relevant right now. So I could see why you want to put yourself out there. Like, hey, guys, remember me? Remember football? Remember sports? It's me, Patrick Mahomes. You still love me? I think it's kind of smart. And who gives a shit anyway? Fucking showboat. I like it. It's sports. Remember Deion Sanders? Guy showboated a lot. It was fun. But Skip Bayless says he's not impressed with Patrick Mahomes so far. Cool. Yeah, no, that guy sucks. You're right. He is not good at football. There is no room in sports for throwing throwing a football behind your back. That is dumb. You do everything that's been done the way it is for years. That's how you should play. Dak Prescott is back in the news, and also for not good reasons once again. I don't know if you saw this, but Dak Prescott threw a fucking party in a time of social distancing. Way to go, Dak. Looking cool. What are you doing? It's not a cool thing to do right now. Shouldn't be throwing a party. This feels like such a cowboy thing to do. I haven't really heard anything about this from other players. It seems like a very cowboy news article where it's like, of course, our guy, our quarterback, and Dak is supposed to be the guy that one of the reasons people argue he should get paid is that he has his head on his shoulders, and now he's doing stupid shit like that. Good job, Dak. Keep it up. Get fucking cut from the team. I like you. I don't love you. What are you doing, buddy? Come on, man. Show some fucking good judgment. One thing to make a lot of fun of right now in the Skip Bayless world. Skip posted on his Instagram that he plugged his wife's new blog. It's pretty cool. His wife has a blog mostly about how she is the, kind of defunct or whatever producer of the show from their home right now and camera person. She talks all about it. It's really exciting stuff. If you need something to fall asleep to, it's good, She goes on and on about the adjustment of having the show at their house. They're recording at their house. And then at the very end, she writes, "Please, if you are writing this, help me. I am a prisoner." Whoa, took a weird turn. It's crazy, guys. You should check it out. Man, yeah, it's I guess just everybody's going crazy, and she just needed something to do. To just like, hey, Skip, I gotta get away and go work on my blog. Please don't come into this room. I'm busy. Wow, this is gonna be a real short episode, but once again, like last week, I've got you can probably hear it, allergy shit. It's all coming out. I have to blow my nose. I'm trying to get through this episode without having snot just all over the microphone. All right. So it is time for the rumor of the week, and here it is. Guys, I heard that Skip Bayless has been arguing that the vaccine is in Tom Brady's butt, and we must go get it, and he volunteers to be the first one. That's what I heard. I haven't heard Fauci say that yet. Kind of tend not to believe it, but it's out there. So there it is. That's so stupid. Oh boy. All right. Well, that's the episode. Man, that was the fastest episode we've had. But it's not a lot of sports right now, And I don't want to talk about who wore number 46 the best. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to repeat their stupid fucking arguments. Again, looking forward to the draft. What's that, next week? 2 weeks? What the fuck day is it? What day is it? I am excited, though. I will plug it once again. Earfinger is up and running. Got the artwork done from Ramin Nazer, who is an amazing comedian and illustrator. Ramin, last name Nazer. First name Ramin. The dude is amazing. He's a good buddy of mine. Really funny comic. And go to his Instagram at Ramin Nazer. Check his shit out. It's a really cool escape. He always has new stuff up every day. And we've actually got our place, got it decked out in a lot of his artwork. It's really cool. He has a cool spin on a lot of stuff. He'll make you think. He'll make you laugh. It's really awesome. But shout out to him for doing the artwork for both 69th Base and Earfinger. And once again, Earfinger, the first 2 episodes are up. I just dropped the second one the other day. And the first 2 episodes are of me getting really high and watching Sesame Street. And it's kind of a disaster in the best way. And I hope you enjoy it. And every week, so next week, I don't have any more of that material, although it was fun doing it, and I have been eating more edibles than usual to help with my anxiety and shit. But I'm excited because I don't know what next week episode's going to be. I'm going to use this other platform to play with other concepts and that have been stacking up in my head, and I'm really excited to just like creatively have this little playground to jump into. So look forward to that. And again, I'm going to start putting up more shit on my Instagram, my YouTube. So be looking forward to that. I'll start dropping some jokes that I have backlogged and see what's up with that. You guys can watch that. I'm excited to start putting some shit out there. And hope you guys enjoy all of it. In the meantime, be good. Stay home, even though it's fucking weird. And I hope you're doing well. And see you next week.
69th Base with Doug Millard was recorded in front of a live studio audience presented by Hormel Chili Radio Productions.